Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa warns executives against embezzlement of public funds. Construction of tunnels along the standard gauge network underway. And in sports, Taifa Stars starts training for Chan. And good evening. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has said that the government will not tolerate any executive found to be embezzling public funds. This includes that of the 268.8 billion shillings allocated by President Dr. John Magufuli to 185 councils for construction of markets and bus stations. The Prime Minister gave the warning when opening the 35th Association of Local Authorities of Tanzania ALAT General Meeting in Mwanza.
I call on you to continue to motivate and aid the public in innovating and overseeing the projects that are there. I would like you to do this to create investment opportunities and to develop the industries that are there. By doing this, we can meet the nation's goal of becoming a middle-income economy by 2025. Supervise and ensure that tax collection is done through the electronic system as directed, but also make sure that the revenue collected is also used for development activities. Even though there are some challenges in other areas, I would like to note that they have excelled in overseeing many of the projects which are being implemented under the regional administration and local government authority. We have already seen major changes in the health, education, and infrastructural sectors. In light of that, it was not an easy decision to make when we were trying to decide which firm would handle an 18-month program. In this program, which started in December 2017 and lasted until June 2019, we had set the goal of building 352 health centers.
And the government has launched construction of tunnels on the standard gauge rail line at Mkondoa River in Kilosa District, Morogoro region, which is 1.031 kilometers long. The Deputy Minister of Works, Transport and Communication Engineer Shasta Nditie says that there will be a total of 3 tunnels on the SGR network.
You've been witnesses of how bad our railway service was. It had essentially died. But we must commend our Honorable President for his hard work and good intention for our country. By deciding to revive the railway service, we're confident that we will attain middle income before 2025. There is no country that can do well without the railway. I ask you not to hike prices just because they are here. There is enough money. Even if you hike the prices, you will not exhaust the supply. Therefore, Regional Commissioner, you must therefore look into this and deal with any hiking of prices. Survey by land and air is complete by 100% and evaluation has been done, and we are working on compensation.
Muhimbili National Hospital in Dar es Salaam has organized a free hepatitis B testing clinic due to increase in the number of people found to be suffering from the disease in the country.
4% of Tanzanians have been infected with hepatitis B virus, which stays in the body for a long time and can cause the liver to shrink or be cancerous. We ask people to come for testing so they can be
ini kusinyaa au kansa ya ini.
The Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and East African Cooperation, Dr. Damas Ndubaro, has called on the business community to utilize opportunities from the 39th Southern African Development Community SADC Summit, which will be held in August of this year in Dar es Salaam, to meet with their counterparts and government leaders from SADC member countries and look into ways of expanding their businesses.
Katika awamu hii ya tano inayoongozwa na Dr. Magufuli.
In the fifth phase, under Honorable President Magufuli, economic diplomacy goes hand on hand with hapa kazi tu moto. You cannot succeed economically by sitting in a street corner doing nothing or by complaining. The time you spend complaining should be invested in production. Those who invested in hotels, this is their time. And this is not just for this meeting, but it is throughout the year.
Nchi zote hizi more than 16. Sasa
Bosch wants Tanzania to be the manufacturing hub so it can be used as a center that supplies to all SADC members as well as East Africa. This will be the first hub in Africa in manufacturing technology in agriculture, which will focus on soil and seeds. We want middle income so our people can be successful too.
kuangalia mbegu zetu, kuangalia mimea yetu, kuangalia ardhi zetu.
Kisutu Resident Magistrate Court in Dar es Salaam says the former president of Tanzania Football Federation, TFF, Jamal Malinzi, and co-accused Celestine Mwesiga have a case to answer to 20 out of 30 charges, which include fraud and money laundering. The court has, however, freed former TFF manager Mariam Zayumba, who was also among the accused in the case, after ruling that she did not have a case to answer. Others included in the case are former TFF accountant Nsiande Mwanda and former TFF secretary Flora Rawia. With disabilities have said that various committees which have been formed by the government to address their needs have not been able to reach the targeted groups. They said that this has resulted in many people with disabilities failing to access various social and financial opportunities.
Zile kamati zina umuhimu wake sana, Mheshimiwa Naibu Waziri.
We cannot be complaining when we've got committees. There will be less complaints if committees carried out their duties well, because they are in every level.
Kwa hiyo hata masuala ya ukimwi,
people with disability should also be aware of HIV-related issues, but also to participate 100%. There is a plan to train leaders with disability so they can share the knowledge with those they lead. Within the government, through the Prime Minister's office, it was decided that disability must be included in every agenda.
The police force in Dodoma region has seized 132 sachets of heroin and arrested a resident of Hazina Street in the city, Musa Halfan, allegedly for his involvement in the illegal narcotics trade.
Drugs is a big problem of which our country is fighting hard to eradicate. Drugs affect the youth, which is our country's workforce. We've had in our custody drugs believed to be heroin from Musa Pungu. We've also arrested Ezekiel Wimbilo Sumbugo, age 24, an employee of NIDA who stole at least 12 cameras. After interrogation, he confessed and led us to where the cameras were hidden.
And some residents from Kigoma Ujiji Municipal have urged the government to speed up the national ID card registration process in order to enable them to access various services, including registration of companies and businesses.
The government has been supporting women. It has set aside 30% of annual procurement plan for women groups, but women fail because they don't meet specifications set. The exercise to be issued with national identification cards started late in Kigoma. The government has come up with a way for someone wanting to start a business without a national ID card. We shall set aside 30% of our budget for minor contracts that women can do, such as unblocking of drains, etc.
That's all for national news. International news is next. And in international news, Kenya's Finance Minister Henry Rotich has pleaded not guilty to corruption charges a day after his arrest over graft in a multi-million-dollar project to build 2 dams. Rotich appeared in an anti-corruption court in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, on Tuesday, along with his deputy, Kamau Thuge. His arrest on Monday marked the first time a sitting Kenyan government minister has been held on corruption charges.
The development of the Kimware multipurpose dam, true or not true? True or not true?
Accused 1, Henry Kiplagat, amount or a cash bail of Kenya shillings 15 million.
Allowed to respond completely and exhaustively to the application that has been made by my learned friends. We propose to learned counsel for the defense and through them to the accused persons that the interest of the deputy public prosecutor is to ensure their attendance in court for their trial. That is his paramount goal, not to seek retribution through denial.
And in the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson has been elected new Conservative leader in a ballot of party members and will become the next UK Prime Minister.
Boris Johnson beat Jeremy Hunt comfortably, winning 92,153 votes to his rivals 46,656. The former London mayor takes over from Theresa May on Wednesday. In his victory speech, Mr. Johnson promised that he would deliver Brexit, unite the country, and defeat Jeremy Corbyn. The outgoing Prime Minister, in turn, congratulated her successor, promising him her full support from the backbenchers. The US President, Donald Trump, also sent his congratulations to Mr. Johnson, tweeting, "He will be great."
And 14 people were killed and several others injured during an attack said to be carried out by ADF rebels in Beni in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Member of Parliament of Beni, Paluku Ngahandi, has urged President Felix Tshisekedi to take immediate action against the attacks.
I did not think that the murders could get to this level because I knew that all citizens of Congo voted for change and that the current president was the opposition and fought for his entire life for change and improvements in the lives of Congolese nationals. 9 people have died at Tuwicha and 3 have been killed in Iregeti.
And the government of Rwanda started to empower youths to start poultry and pig rearing businesses in order to address the problem of unemployment in the country.
In the past, we spent the whole day out in the streets with nothing to do, but now we wake up in the morning and ensure that our livestock has been fed. In the afternoon, we engage in other activities, and in the evening, we again return to ensure that our livestock are fed before we sleep. This is also a job. Many have started to put in the money. There are those who have been doing it for 3 to 5 months, and some have even been able to purchase plots, and others are purchasing valleys to grow sugarcane. They are honestly benefiting from the whole project.
And that's where we end off with international news. We'll be back with business news after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand.
You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back and on to business news. 531 companies have confirmed participation in the upcoming SADC Industrialization Weekend exhibition to be held in Dar es Salaam between the 5th and 9th of August of this year and is expected to be opened by President Dr. John Magufuli.
Background ni imetupa amani na mshikamano.
Our socialist background has given us peace and unity, which is an asset. Others do not have this asset. It is thus time to leverage this asset as a foundation to build the industrial economy. We should also not do this alone, but welcome capital and technology.
The Deputy Commissioner of Tanzania Revenue Authority, TRA, Msafiri Mpibo, said that despite measures being taken to improve tax collection systems, the authority continues to face the challenge of executives who are creating unfriendly environments for taxpayers.
Public officials must be satisfied with their salaries. I want to inform entrepreneurs and all officials in general that each region has set aside a day to listen to your problems. We are trying to upgrade the EFD and VAT return system so that even returns become automatic. I urge you to find different ways to educate taxpayers who do not know the laws and procedures, rather than warning them or being their enemies, as some of you tend to do.
And cassava farmers in Handeni District's Tanga region have been called on to increase production as there is now a reliable market for cassava flour in the district.
A market for the products made from cassava has already been found. A company has already brought a letter, which I have, and they need more than 300 tons of cassava flour per month. Thus, the group has a big role to play to ensure that the cassava is found and processed. We have not had such a big project worth over 40 million, and I, as the chairman of the Finance Committee, approved these funds to set an example that we can give 10% and something can be seen from it. I then had to convince 28 councillors to approve for the funds to come here. Ensure that your floor has your name. Pick many names and then vote on one which you must brand your product with so that you can sell it in Handeni, out of Handeni, and even out of the country.
That's all for business. Sports is next.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment of going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's being dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Joaquinho, he did lose to Lend.
And in sports, Taifa Stars caretaker Etienne Ndairagije has started training the squad for CHAN qualifiers against Kenya, saying his decision to choose Juma Kaseja in the team is due to his ability and not because they've worked together.
Every player we called, we believe, had a good impact in his club. We are speaking as a team. Kaseja is Tanzanian, and he is called in the Tanzanian team. So his skill set, same as every player we called, we believe has contribution to the country.
The national under-20 women's soccer team, the Tanzanite Queens, have entered into the last week of preparations for the COSAFA Championship, scheduled to take place from the 1st to the 11th of August in South Africa.
A good coach is determined by the match you play. So for now, we cannot know where the problem is, but in training they are well, from the midfield to defense and striking. They are well. We believe in the match is where we make mistakes that we can solve later. We are well prepared to make sure we don't have a lot of mistakes.
Prosecutors in Las Vegas say that Juventus star Cristiano Ronaldo will not face criminal charges over allegations he raped a woman at a Las Vegas hotel in 2009. Here's more.
Into the claims, Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson said on Monday there is not enough evidence to prove the allegations beyond reasonable doubt and no charges will be filed. Based upon a review of the information presented at this time, the allegations of sexual assault against Cristiano Ronaldo cannot be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Therefore, no charges will be forthcoming, Wolfson said in a statement. Ronaldo's accuser, Catherine Mayorga, who came forward with her story last year, has filed a separate civil lawsuit against the footballer in U.S. federal. She claims the Portugal star initially used fixers to stop her pursuing criminal charges, including paying her $375,000 to keep quiet.
Pep Guardiola is refuted at a false report from China's state-run media service, which accused Manchester City of only visiting the country for financial gain.
An English-language article published by the government-owned Xinhua news agency took aim at the club's arrogance over a perceived disregard for local fans and media. City squared off in Premier League Asia Trophy matches against West Ham and Wolves in Nanjing and Shanghai, respectively, before departing for Hong Kong, where they play Kiche on Wednesday. The accusation surprised Guardiola, whose attitude on the tour was cast in a negative light in comparison to the apparent enthusiasm of Wolves boss Nuno Espirito Santo.
Kurt Zouma is expecting to remain at Chelsea after being given assurances over his future, but has not closed the door entirely on a move away from Stamford Bridge.
The Fresh international defender spent the 2018-2019 campaign away from West London on the lawn at Everton. He impressed while at Goodison Park, with Toffee's boss Marco Silva expressing a desire to take the 24-year-old back to Merseyside. Zouma has, however, been informed by new Chelsea boss Frank Lampard that there is a role for him with his parent club. The Blues coach has said, "I want him here. Simple as that. I want him to be happy. If he competes and plays well this season, he plays." Zouma has welcomed that show of faith and believes he will be staying put in the current transfer window, but admits he cannot rule anything out.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. My name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching and have a good night.